And good morning, everyone. Distinguished guests, industry leaders, friends from the capital market and financial market fraternity. It's been a privilege to be with you all here today, this morning. I want to start with my topic is, how technology is going to change wealth advisory and the future of, advising in India. I'd like to take you a little back and give some kind of, insights on what's changing or what has changed so far in the industry. So every industry reaches a defining moment, a moment where technology no longer simply improves efficiency, but fundamentally challenges the rule of the game, or rather changes the rules of the game. We have witnessed this in the recent past. We have seen how banking experienced it with digital payments. We have seen how retail has experienced it with e-commerce, how transportation has been transformed completely by ride-sharing apps. I feel the wealth management today stands at that pivot point, where from here the question whether technology will transform wealth advisory may change to how do we ensure technology makes advice not just faster but wiser, not just efficient but more human. We know that for decades information was scarce. So I always tell this to friends and my colleagues in the company that if Warren Buffett would have started working today, would he would have focused more on accessing information or finding ways that how he could make the life of his investors easier? When Warren Buffett started, or maybe 30 years back even, information was scarce. Okay? Those who possessed information possessed power. Investors dependent on advisors because advisors knew something which an investor didn't. Today we live in exact opposite world. Information is everywhere. Now, with advent of artificial intelligence, the knowledge has become democratized. The kind of scale of knowledge and the abundance of information which we witness today was never seen before in any of the ages in the past. So today, anyone can ask AI about mutual fund planning, they want tax strategies, they want to know about global markets, and they get answer in seconds. The value of today's advisor is no longer measured by how much they know. It's measured by how they help their clients take better decisions. So to put it in a simple term, knowledge has become a commodity, judgment has become a premium. Now, when we're talking about this, we have also seen that last decade has profoundly changed the way India used to think about wealth and investments. We are seeing millions of first-time investors entering into the mainstream. Digital-first platforms have made or is making convenient to every household about investing. The generation of today has grown up with smartphones, instant payments, and personalized experiences. We all witness it in our day-to-day lives. So we today don't appreciate mere convenience. We just expect it. Take a recent example. Think about UPI. Now we no longer celebrate instant payments. It was a wow moment maybe 10 years back. But today, we just simply expect that when I use UPI, the money has to move instantly. The same shift, I feel, is also going to happen in wealth management. Clients of today want their portfolios updated in real time. They want AI assistant planning, they want continuous tax optimization, they want dynamic risk monitoring, personalized investment recommendations, they want access to global investment opportunities. Now, what we can infer from this is technology has really changed expectations. And the advisor who would evolve with these expectations will thrive. Those who don't will gradually become irrelevant. Now, a lot of people ask me, is like, will artificial intelligence replace wealth advisors? So I have a very different opinion to it, and this I can take it from history, that history has taught us something different. When calculators were first invented, it didn't replace accountants. It made their life easier. Excel, when it came, it didn't replace my finance professionals. It rather make their life easier. Online trading has not replaced investors. So technology never replaces professionals. It replaces the repetitive work. Now imagine that before your cup of coffee, you have your AI co-pilot with you. It will analyze every client's portfolio for you as a wealth advisor. Okay, it will show you which client needs rebalancing, which portfolios have excessive concentration, which families have reached their retirement milestones, which investors are taking unnecessary risks, and where the new tax saving opportunities exist. Earlier, the same process would have taken days and weeks, can now be done within few minutes. So technology doesn't eliminate advisors, it multiplies their capabilities. Having said that, I'd also like to throw some light on where the future lies. This is how I feel that, okay, with technology, with AI being part of our mainstream, we live with it. The future for wealth management, I believe, would lie on hyper personalization. Now, for years, even today, we are categorized as investors, or the funds which we see are also categorized or also tries to categorize us in terms of conservative investor, in terms of a balanced investor, or in terms of aggressive investor. But the people of today, they don't live by categories. We have doctors, we have housewives, we have students, we have business owners. Each have their own different dreams. Each have different responsibilities, different fears, and different definitions of finance success. Artificial intelligence finally allows advice to become as unique as individual receiving it. So we are moving from standardized portfolios to personalized financial journeys. This is one I feel that hyper-personalization is going to be a defining factor. The next big change after personalization is, I feel, going to be on the prediction side. Traditionally, all wealth advisories or advisory per se has been reactive. So when markets fall, your clients panic, and then advisors respond. Tomorrow's advisory, I feel, will look very different. Now imagine technology identifying financial risks before even client notices them. Alerting advisors when portfolios drift, when your insurance become inadequate. We all have seen in our lives that the year in which we bought insurance may be a decade back. And today if we see, are we at the same financial position, or our net worth or credit worthiness has remained the same? No, because we have grown in lives. Okay, our aspirations have grown. Somebody who would have bought insurance was a bachelor, has been married now, has a family. He would have been earning 50,000 a month. That earning would have grown to 5 lakhs a month, but his insurance still remains the same. So the prediction about that, the way your life is changing, the years you are moving ahead, is your insurance inadequate? What kind of emergency funds do you have? Is your emergency fund shrinking? What retirement goals quietly move off track? Like we all have started moving in terms of our personal health, we no longer are thinking about treatment, but we're thinking more about prevention. So healthcare has moved from treatment to prevention. I think the same thing is going to happen on your wealth management as well, where you need to move from responding, or rather reacting, to responding and preempting. So I think the next big shift could be, after personalization, it could be prediction. So the future belongs not to reactive advice, but to preventive advice. The third big thing which I feel is going to be on blockchain and tokenization. Blockchain and tokenization may unlock access to once considered illiquid assets. So even land, for example, if land records get tokenized, I think buying and selling becomes far more liquid and far more easier than what it is today. Now, open financial ecosystems will provide clients with a unified financial life instead of fragmented accounts. So we all experience it today. I have account with XYZ broker, I have account with Dhan, I have given some money to be managed by Go stocks, but these are all fragmented accounts. Is there a place where I get all my accounts, all my finances, all my savings at one place, and there is a tool which helps me in taking decisions quickly on that? So, and I believe that agentic AI is going to play a very big role here. We'll soon start monitoring your portfolios continuously, identifying opportunities, prepare recommendations, and it's going to assist advisors proactively. So we'll be moving from a periodic advice, maybe once in 6 months to once in a year, to a continuous intelligence. I think when we do all this, we also need to take care of that technology brings greater responsibility. And artificial intelligence raises important questions around privacy, cybersecurity, algorithmic biases, transparency and regulatory compliances. So as we move forward, we also need to be mindful of the threats which come along with such advanced tools. So we need to be prepared for that as well. I'd like to bring one more element here, is that we have spoken about technology, we have spoken about AI, but there is one thing which no AI or no technology can replace. Can anybody guess that? Sorry? Trust. Exactly. So I think that in financial services, the trust becomes the most valuable asset under management. So how does the behavior or the future of advisor look like? We will have the firms that succeed won't simply possess smartest algorithms. They will also have to focus on strongest governance. They also have to ensure that the trust is never lost. I think, and how would we do that? Is gradually we'll see clients will increasingly turn to AI for information, but they will turn to advisors for wisdom. And this distinction is going to become more valuable every passing year. So let me leave with you with a final thought. So what is the future of wealth management, or I'd say what is the future of trust in a digital world? Technology will change how portfolios are constructed, how investments are executed, how risks are monitored, how clients interact, but one truth will never change. People don't invest in products, they invest in confidence. And the confidence comes from trust. So the future will not belong to the firms with most technology. It will belong to those who use technology to make clients feel more informed, more empowered, and more secure. So AI and technology can generate intelligence, but only human advisors can inspire confidence. And I feel in the next decade, confidence and trust, and not information, will become the world's most valuable financial asset. Thank you.